What's going on in Hot Atlanta? Live from Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 brings back the hottest hip-hop radio show live from K.L.P Entertainment and K.L.P Studios. It's K.L.P Aftermath Morning with your host, K.L.P Kennedy Lucas.
You know what it is? Put your hands up.
Tune in now on any audio platform.
Go.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mic check 1 2 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting podcast here today. This is the K.L.P Aftermath, of course. Boy, howdy, we back. It's been a minute, I know. Boy, do we have a great lineup for you guys today on today's episode. Thank y'all for staying tuned. We've look. I ain't even gonna say we've been a party because we've been doing a lot. Prime time in the morning. Look, me and Monica, we back. We back with that. Me and Monica, along with Damon, and of course Edith and Ruben. We've been doing prime time in the morning. So if you guys know, you know. Only the true podcast listeners listening to our content and our podcast show and what have you. So we are so glad to be back. Doing that as well. And also, I got to give a shout out to my girl, Evelyn Letitia. Of course, What Happened Was podcast has been booming. Yes, it's been booming, y'all. You guys followed that Instagram, by the way. It's WHHW Radio 1, by the way. It's me and Evelyn's podcast show, What Happened Was podcast. And I got to say, our following base have been increasing, right? We've have now over 300 followers so far when it comes down to the podcast show. We thank y'all so very much in advance for everybody who's listening to the podcast, particularly that show, because we work really hard on that show. Each and every week, we come in here, we give you guys our all, and we try to find ways to be different. We try to find ways to innovate the show. And, it's just been really doing really, really well. What you guys are going to see in the increase within the next month or two with that show, we are trying to get another background for the show. And I do have the Roadcaster video that we've tested. It's ready to go. We just haven't used it yet because I haven't had the show. Typically with this show, we just like the one camera shoot tee. And then with that show, we have the one camera shoot, but we're testing some stuff out so we could do multiple camera angles for that show in particular. So stay tuned for that. Every time we come and do our shows, we try to find ways to innovate. We try to find ways to be different, and it's coming, right? The difference in this, it is coming with What Happened Was podcast. So I'm very, very, very excited for that. And you guys been listening to Prime Time in the Morning. That show has been dominating in our ratings right now with everybody who tuned in. And I think you guys like it when me and Monica come back on the spotlight of that show. And then you got Edith and Ruben to come in and do their thing. So that's gonna be the running formula. And then sometimes in the other studio, we do the video version. If I've got a special topic on Prime Time in the Morning, we boot up the camera and we'll be in that studio space, and it just works out really well. So thank y'all for just listening to all of our content. It is quite amazing, to say the least. I'm very happy about the progress of the shows. And we're going to continue doing this thing. We're going to continue doing it really well. Like I say, we got a jam-packed show for y'all today. Y'all might get an hour out of me today because we've got a jam-packed show. We've got so much I wanted to talk about to catch you guys up on. By the way, first and foremost, I say to a lot of people out there, always remember to boost your immune system, eat plenty of clementine, oranges, fruits, because Georgia, let me tell you, we're here in Atlanta. And Georgia has some very interesting weather right now, right? It's been to where it's been hot, then it's been cold, then it's been hot, then it's been cold. Now, we are dabbling the cold side of it now. And I got to say, yesterday I woke up, I'm feeling much better, but like you can really see that the weather's changing. And a lot of my family friends, they're starting to get sick again because you're going from cold to hot to cold to hot. So I say to a lot of people, please be aware of the weather. Bundle up when it's cold and dress comfortably when it's hot. Boost your immune system. Drink plenty of water. You guys see it. I have it here in studio. Hydration, hydration, hydration. Simply because I don't know what it is. It's crazy, crazy weather that we've been dabbling into. So I say to a lot of people. Now, before we get to the topics of conversation, because we got great topics of conversation, just wanted to catch you guys up with some K.L.P entertainment news and just to catch you guys up with what's been going on with me. So as let me turn my phone down, ESPN is giving us the news alerts. So let's start with K.L.P Entertainment News, guys. If you guys missed it, it is available right now. And our sponsor of today's podcast goes out to mixcloud.com. Shout out to mixcloud.com. You guys know, I'm a DJ. This past weekend, it was Valentine's Day, so we hope that you guys listened to our Valentine's Day episodes of our podcast. And we hope that everybody had a great Valentine's Day if you celebrate that kind of thing. We did Lovers and Friends Friday night over at mixcloud.com. You guys can download the app as well. When you download the app, or you can go on the website, type in DJ Kennedy Lucas. That is my DJ page, and we did our mix set live on Valentine's Day, Lovers and Friends. It turned out really well. So we hope that you guys like the music that I played, and hopefully you guys were in the Valentine's Day spirit. DJing something still kind of new to me, but we've been doing it for months now. We're going to continue this train, and our next set will be Macon Madness. Shout out to Macon. I'm going to be doing a DJ set in Macon at the end of this month. It's going to be, I think the upload goes up March 1st, but we're going to be down there in Macon doing our DJ set along with film production that we got going on down there in Macon towards the end of this month. So you guys don't want to miss it. It's one of those things that we do. We love it. And of course, we've got a new movie. It's on its way. Syndicate. I said it in the last episode. It's on its way. You guys stay tuned to our social medias because once it's available, we're going to release the trailer, and we hope that everybody enjoyed this next movie that we got coming out very soon. So I gotta say, stay tuned with that. It is what it is. It's just one of those things you just gotta wait, be patient, and wait for it. So I believe, T, that's all the K.L.P Entertainment news. Now, before we get into the topics of conversation, I like to tell you guys what's going on around my circle because why not, right? I got to send a shout out, and I'm sure I won't get into trouble if I shout them out. But Valentine's Day weekend was this past weekend, and I wanted to give a shout out to, and I know I do this a lot, T, but GGC Athletics. If you know, you know. If you saw my social media, you know. I have done some production for GGC Athletics for baseball and softball this past weekend. It was very fun to do. Just seeing, again, I say this a lot, T, but seeing the growth of athletics and the production side of it, the control room, the cameras, the different students that are working in GDN, and to be able to talk about my experiences, and I joke with the students and say, hey, back in my day, we didn't have this luxury of having this type of camera. It really gets me excited when I do production and I'm able to help educate or the students that are there now to show them how to do production. As you guys, again, I say, if you know, you know. I've been doing this thing for closer to 10 years now. Production I've been doing for 15, podcasting I've been doing for 10 now. So I've been in this space for a very, very, very long time. And to offer my expertise to our students, it is really amazing to see baseball and softball team doing something spectacular again this year. Shout out to all the coaches. Shout out to Coach Sheets. Shout out to Coach Cat. They're doing quite amazing with the team this year. Very, very interesting because on Saturday, we had a rain delay, T, but a lot of the GGC softball alumni came out to their game on Saturday. Rain delay. We were waiting for about an hour and a half before we could start, but just to see the growth of that and just to see the alumni come back and they see the team where they left. And I'm kind of in that mix too, because obviously I'm a GGC alumni as well. So to see that I'm kind of part of this alumni train and seeing the production side of GDN to be spectacular, quite amazing. Very, very excited because I will be posting more on social media about athletics. I will be doing more athletic stuff this year. Very, very exciting with baseball, softball, tennis, and now we're getting ready to start with basketball in fall, I believe. So very, very exciting for basketball, men's and women's, at the Convocation Center at GGC, newly built building. I cannot wait to see the impact, T, when it comes down to what basketball has to offer at the program. I'm super stoked about that. Very, very historic about that. So that was my weekend yesterday, because I think we're gonna upload this episode Monday night. We're not gonna wait until Tuesday. I want to upload Monday night because we've been away from podcasting. Yesterday, I went to church. Shout out to Next Level Church in Moreau. Yeah, they're gonna get applause for that. So if you know, you know. I want to say I'm a mixture between a Christian and spiritual. I lean a little bit more for spiritual, just a little bit, but I guess you can kind of say I'm a Christian as well. Yes, I do go to church. Let me tell you, going to church, I recommend that everybody go to if it's in your religion. Um, Church is very spectacular to go to. I don't go to a non-traditional type of church, and I love it, right? Because if you know, you know about the traditional church. If it's again, it's in your religion, and that's how you do your traditional church. By all means, I won't fault anybody who dabble into the traditional style of going to church. But the church I go to, they are different, and I love it. I love the communication. I love Pastor Dion and Apostle. I love everybody that comes to that church because we are truly like a family. We do check in on each other. We do get the word. Every Sunday, somebody is crying because they're going through something. So they go to church as a therapy release. I go to church for therapy release as well. I do every Sunday or close to every Sunday. I do say that I love going to church with my mom. That was it's really mom. It was really my mom's church, and then she invited me to one session or one service, and I never stopped going ever since. I've been going every Sunday. I will pick my mom up, and we would just go. Right, we would just go and have a great time. So that's really me and mom time when we go to church. But I go to church also to get the word in, and boy howdy, let me tell you, service was really good. On past Sunday, the word was perseverance. Couldn't get that word out. See, perseverance was the word for Sunday, and it's very, very encouraging to a lot of people to persevere in their lifetime. Me and my mom had this conversation about persevering, and it's a lot of people out here in the world that don't persevere within their lifetime. They don't have the strength and will to become something better within their lifetime, whether it's being better at their job, being better, being well educated, or being the go-getter, right? A lot of people don't do that. And I wonder, you often wonder why, right? And I get it. Sometimes you can't do certain things because funding comes at a cost, right? If you're trying to go to school, if you're trying to achieve something that's going to require some funding, then yeah, that part I understand. But when you have the ability and the drive to be something better than just the average Joe Schmo, why would you not want to do that? Right. So I encourage people out there in social media because I have a lot of friends that they just settle for just the minimum, right? They settle for that just minimum job. They settle for just being the average person when you have the opportunity to become something better, right? And I'm gonna bring education a little bit into this because pastor's husband, Apostle, he didn't know that I got my bachelor's and my master's. He didn't know that, and he didn't know I'm studying for my doctorate, right? So he was very, very surprised. He was shocked, but he was so happy for me. And I said, well, because I persevered, right? I persevered to want to be better, be more educated, because I'm always going to say, and I've said it in many episodes, guys, I'm sure education to some people, it doesn't work out, right? I'm not going to sit here and say that education works for everybody because education is not for everybody. But I will say, if you are highly educated, then it gives you into certain rooms when there's money to be made. I've said that before and I'll say it again. when you're highly educated, degree wise, book smart wise, it gets you in those conversations, into those rooms of conversation where there's money to be made. I'm always going to say it. I'm going to keep saying it. So that is the word right now for, and I think I'll say it again, T. It's our generation that's a little different, right? I continue this education journey, right? PhD. I'm getting ready for my next course now. Very excited. And then in closer to 2027 is when I graduate. I'll start my dissertation. Past that, and I'll become a doctor. Right? That's always been my plan, and I'm gonna keep my plan and keep my promise because I'm persevering, right? I'm continue the growth. I'm continue to have the will and the strength to keep trying, right? No matter sickness or not, you keep trying. And that was the word on Sunday. Enjoyed every last minute of it. And then I woke up this morning for the gym session. Gym session was really, really good on today being Monday. It's President's Day, if you celebrate that kind of thing. President's Day. A lot of people were at the gym today. You know, a lot of people, hey, they off. It's a day off for them. Um, and like I said it to Monica when we did our show. A lot of people were very upset with me about my TikTok videos about gym wear and whatnot. Um, I will say it again because I still get comments. Look, I don't mean to offend people. I do think people get offended when the truth hurts. The truth hurts, right? People said some truth about me, and it hurts in the gut, but then I take it because the truth hurts. But there was a lot of people in the gym today, a lot of young ladies that were in there looking good. Now, hey, I ain't gonna say that they don't look good, but they look good. Um, but I was able to get my workout in for sure. Very good too, because this past weekend I was not able to work out this weekend because I had production, and like I ate right because you know when you in production they feed you, you're not gonna not eat the food that they feed you. Especially on Valentine's Day, I ordered me some Chinese food because I didn't want pizza. I didn't want pizza on Valentine's Day. I wanted something very scrumptious for dinner. So I ended up ordering some Chinese food for Valentine's Day. But like I say, going back to the gym session, it was very good today. Really gave me a good push, a good push when it came down to it. A lot of, hey, a lot of y'all ladies, I'm going to continue to say it. I might still piss some people off. Ladies, y'all know what y'all doing. Right, y'all know what y'all doing. I had one girl look at me with her friend, and today it was like a little quick look. It wasn't a stare this time. It was just a quick look. And I looked and like, she looked at me like I was, attractive. And I'm like, hey, you look kind of young. You look 16. I say to a lot of my fellas, again, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm old, but I am 28 and I'll be 29 this year. That is scary to say, but I will be turning 29 this year. I have to be careful. I prefer, and I think I've said this before, T. I prefer my ladies a little bit older, right? I say to my gentlemen, if you're in the gym, you see a attractive, she could be attractive, but then you think, okay, you look kind of young. I don't know about you. You look like you're 16. I'm not going to rock with that. That's jail time if you ask me. I say to a lot of my gentlemen, please be careful out here in the world because it is quite interesting for the gym. Again, that's just what I'm saying. I did like the gym today. Sorry, Crunch. I got to put y'all on blast real quick. The gym today was good. The trainers looked like they were more energized today. I don't know what it was. Last 2 weeks, T, I went to the one in Snellville. Sorry, I'm snitching on y'all a little bit. The trainers looked very sad and very depressed and very just sad about everything. And you can really tell. I think it was the weather because last week we had a lot of rain. It could have just been the weather, T, that was going on, y'all. But the trainers did look kind of very, very sad. So they looked happy here today. So hopefully they continue. Because let me tell you, as a gym goer and a gym member, when I go to the gym, I like to see the trainers happy, right? I get it. They're going through life and, I seen the Crunch Fitness commercials being blasted on media lately because maybe they're losing the revenue because a lot of people are canceling their gym membership. Either it's expensive or they're going to the competition, right? I like to say it does happen. Lifetime Fitness and LA Fitness, they've got the gym, but then they got the pool, they got the basketball court, they got all the extra stuff. I wish Crunch in Snellville had like a badminton area, a basketball court, and a swimming pool. Maybe one day, but that costs. But I like to see the trainers be. I like to see them be energized. I like them. I like them to be happy about what they're doing work wise. So hopefully that they turn that around a little bit, because it kind of they kind of gave me a little depression, because when I went to gym they didn't look very sad to be. They didn't look very happy to be there. But maybe it's just me. Okay, so let's move on to the topics of conversation. Apart from this weekend, we saw the news of gaming related news, and I'll get to that. I'll get to that now, actually. So in this part for my gamers only, if you're not a gamer, stay tuned, because we got other stuff to talk about here today. But we got to get the gaming stuff out the way, because I do got a game review. Let me tell you, all my years I've been a Sonic fan. Right, I've been a Sonic fan since I was 5 years old. My brother introduced me to Sonic from the Sega Genesis, my big brother, that is, back in 1999, maybe 2000, when I understood gaming that year. And I was hooked, right? Every Sonic game that came out, I played. Now, Sega has this new Sonic game getting ready to come out. We all know it. It's Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I saw the trailer, and the trailer's out for everybody who wants to see it. It's out on YouTube. They have it on their Instagram. I am very, very excited about this game getting ready to come out, simply because I do genuinely enjoy the Sonic games. My first ever Sonic game was Sonic R from the back in the day, right? And then fast forward, I played your Sonic Riders. People sleep on Sonic Riders, and you really shouldn't, because I actually enjoyed Sonic Riders. I think I enjoyed the first one more. I like Zero Gravity. I didn't really like so much of Free Riders. Free Riders would have been good if you were able to use the controller. I think the Connect, and let me tell you, because on my, I think 14th or 15th birthday, I've wanted Sonic Riders when it came out on my 15th birthday, because I had got the Connect on my 15th birthday as well. I had some weird games when I was a kid. The Connect kind of flow of that game just wasn't it. So now, and Team Sonic Racing came out 2 years ago. The concept was good. I didn't like the whole team racing aspect. It got a little confusing. Now they're reverting back to you're on your own, you're not on a team, and they're getting ready to exploit us with all of these characters. They're having the elements of Sonic All-Stars Racing Transform mixed with Sonic Riders. I love it that Sega is working on these great games. Let me tell you, Sega and Sonic team, they've been on a hot streak when it comes down to these games as of late. Right? You had Sonic Mania was really good. Sonic All-Stars or Superstars, they were okay. That game was okay. It was decent enough. Then you had Shadow Cross Sonic Generations, phenomenal game. And now we're getting another racing game that they're getting back to the roots of what fans want. They're getting back to the roots of it being innovative and fun to play. And it could be a good competitor for Mario Kart 9 whenever that gets released, because in April we're getting Switch 2 announcements, right? This could be a good contender. I really love it that they're going, because let me tell you, Transform, All-Stars Racing Transform came out in 2012. I played it for Wii U and I loved it, right? I loved the aspect of you getting your different characters and you're switching between a boat to a car to a plane. So they're going back to that roots, and they're adding the gears, the air gears, the hoverboards, because we saw Jet in the trailer too. I really hope we see Wave and Storm and more Sonic Rider characters, but I love to see all of this. Now, what really is going to set this game up, and there's two things that I want to say that's going to set this game up. Sega, if you're somehow listening to this podcast, we need more Sonic characters. You guys have too many Sonic IP that you're not using. I want to see Espio. I want to see Vector. I want to see Charmy. right? I want to see all of these other characters that you have. Big the Cat as a playable character, right? I think Sonic Team and Sega, they have too much Sonic IP characters that they don't utilize. And that's what set them apart. This is where they kind of fell at. And not just Sonic characters. This is part number two. There are so many Sega characters. You got Saba Diamingo, you got Aya, you got Billy Hatcher, you got Ulala, you got all of these characters from Sega that they could utilize into this game. So if you really want to bring it like All Stars Racing Transform, where you and even All Stars Racing, the first one, you had all of these characters in this racing game. I think that's going to set them up really, really well. Will they do it? We don't know. It costs money. I get it from Sega's standpoint. It does cost money to model these characters into this technology and into this game. That costs money to do. I get it. But I think Sonic and Sega, with the Sonic 3 movie, all the Sonic movies, and all the good games, right, as of currently, they've got the money to pull this thing off. I'm very excited for this game. I really love it to where, again, the air gears are coming back, the hoverboards are coming back. They're transforming your vehicle from boat to car to plane in this one. And it looks fun. I think this game will be very. I say to a lot of people, you might want to get this for PlayStation 5 because I feel like for PlayStation 5 versions, they're utilizing that technology. It's kind of like if you guys remember Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, you get to go through different areas of space and you go into different stages all at the same time without it buffering and you don't have to load. It's right instant. We all know Rift Apart, when they're going to different dimensions, they're going to stage and it's quick. And that game was fantastic. So I think this game will be best if you get it for PlayStation 5 because it's the latest technology. I will be getting it for PlayStation 5. I really wouldn't get it for Switch. Maybe Switch 2 when it gets ported. Switch 2 might have more hardware to where it could work. We don't know yet. We're still waiting until April for Switch 2 fully announcements. But Sega got something with this one. And I really love it that Sega, first of all, love it that Sega's paying attention to. They're paying attention to their audiences and what we want. They're not giving us shitty games. They're giving us good quality games. That way we can say Sonic is back. Yeah, sorry about the jump cut, y'all. My mic just knocked over. I don't know how that happened because it's on the arm. But like I say, it's good. It feels good to see that Sega is back and they're listening to their audiences and they're giving us what we want. Into a good game, and it's good. It feels good to say that, yeah, officially Sonic is back. He's back with a lot of things. He's back with what he can give to us as a character, and it just really makes it wonder. So I gotta say, congratulations to Sega. They're listening. They're listening. Okay, so we move on from Sonic and Sega because I do have a game review, and this game came out a few weeks back this month in February, and I'm just now playing it, and I do recommend it to a lot of people, honestly. So we've got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I don't know if I said that right, but that seems like that's the title. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. From Warhorse. Now, let me tell you, I bought the game and I do like it. I do like it. It can become challenging at points because it is first person. So when it comes down to first person actiony RPG type games like that, I'm trying to become better at that too. It's tough, right? Because in this game, you are playing this character of his name is Henry, and it's like you got to do one task to complete another task to get to another task, right? And you got to be stealthy, right? There's a lot of moments where you got to be extremely stealthy in these type of games. So it can get a little challenging at first. It's not hard. I do love the character development. I do love the build of the game and the style of the game. I wish it was just a little bit more easier for me because, as I get a little older and playing video games, I don't really like the stealthy games because they become too hard for me. And if it's a game that requires a lot of concentration, a lot of thinking, then I just don't want to. I don't really dabble into it. Like Black Myth Wukong, I haven't played that game in a while because we all know how hard that game is. It's a lot of thinking. And I don't want to play a game to do a lot of thinking, right? I do a lot of thinking in the office and in production. Video games for me is like I'm going to turn my brain off, right? I'm going to turn my brain off and do my thing. So, quite interesting for when these games do happen. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the story mode is fantastic. I do love the character development into this game. Although I do, and there's for every video game, there's kind of a negative to it too. My only negative is I wish it was third person, or I wish you had a third person option. Just because it might be more fluid for me. I wish there's two things. I wish it was third person, and then the second part of it, I wish the fighting mechanic wasn't too hesitant, right? When you're fighting and punching, it's almost like you kind of have to shield a lot and then go for an attack. And if you're lucky, like there's been moments where I had my sword, but I can't just strike, right? I kind of have to wait for my enemy for him to do a move so I can you have to be on time with the button too. You got to block and then quickly hit your attack button. I'm not really a fan of that. I think that pace is a little too slow for me. Some people might like it. I would prefer it being more of a faster pace kind of thing when it comes down to blocking and fighting. I wish it was more of a just let me just bash you in, just a little bit. Let me punch you up a little bit and then do blocks and when I can and when I feel like it. It's every fighting mechanic you gotta block and then attack, and that pace is kind of slow. That's the only thing wrong with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I guess that's their games development style. Some people like it. I'm just not a huge fan of it. But like I do say, this game is playable. I didn't get too far in this game, but it's one of those games that it just really I don't know. It just really it goes wonders. It does. The character development's great. The story's great. I suck at stealthy. I've died quite a few times in the stealthy modes of the game. Pickpocketing into doors to get armor. I suck at that. I'm learning. Maybe it's because it's a different style video game than what I'm used to. But I wish they didn't do some of that stuff in this game because this game to me almost would have been perfect if they didn't do so much of the stealthy, so much of the do the task. You got a task here, but you got to do this task to do this task to unlock that same task. And the fighting mechanic, I wish it was a little bit more faster paced, in my opinion. Who knows? Maybe in the third one they'll do these things and they take the notes. But it's just one of those things that I just haven't really had much of a liking to as a gamer. It's okay. Everybody got their own different style of video games, but I do got to say that it is good. I picked it up and played it, and I'm having a ball playing it anyway, despite its challenges that it might have. But yeah, it's good. It's very, very good. I recommend people playing it if you want something new to play. And I do recommend it because video games right now, I don't know, this January and February, I feel like video games has been kind of dry because we're waiting on new games to come out in like March, and then you got the summertime, so you don't know what the summertime might look like with games. So I don't know what I don't know what's causing kind of like the drag games. And I only say that because you're dragging on a game or in the gaming industry if you find yourself playing the games that you already beat and then you're just playing them just to pass the time because there's not really nothing new worthy to play right now. But and then again, I get it. Studios got to develop these games, so I get it. I really do get it. But it does. And then more news about gaming. PlayStation 5 has sold more than 75 million units since its 2020 release date. Very, very good. Shout out to PlayStation. PlayStations are, and we all know this, PlayStation has become more available to a lot of consumers who want to buy one. They become more accessible on retail because I do remember the 2020 year. I wanted the PlayStation 5 so bad in 2020. I didn't get mine until 2021, but 2020, no one could get the PlayStation 5 unless you wanted to pay $2,000 for it because of the scalper problem. That was a crazy, crazy year. Crazy year. Now, let's talk a little bit more about sports-related news. Now, you guys do know, right? I do dabble in my sports a little bit. Jada Thorpe, she is the first female basketball player to ink a deal with Playboy. Let me tell y'all, because she look good now. She look good when she look good now. I ain't gonna hate on her. That body, look. But I do wonder what other basketball players are saying, men and women. I think the men, I know what the men are saying. They saying, whoa, boy, howdy, what is going on here? Is what they're saying. Now, Jada Thorpe inks this deal with Playboy, and there's a picture of her. She's doing her poses. She got a one suit, a onesie on. Looks like legs for days, keister for days. She got the ball in her hand, like, hey, power woman. I get the dominance of saying women who play basketball can do this stuff, and I ain't hating. But I do wonder what the female basketball players are saying, because you don't see a Caitlin Clark doing something like this. You don't. You don't see a Brittany Griner doing something like this. You're not going to see it. You might see your what's her name? Was it Angel Reese? You got your Angel Reese. She might do this because I've seen Angel Reese a lot on the McDonald's commercial. She's becoming one of those athletes as well, where she's getting a little bit more risque with her outfits. Again, guys, I'm not judging. You do what you want to do. But she's getting a little bit more risque. Angel Reese got a little bit more risque about her outfit and what people are saying about her. Like, dang, she looked fine. And now Jada Thorpe is here too, and she looked good now. But I wonder, does this take a toll on the female basketball league, right? Because a lot of the female basketball players, in my opinion, they're getting a little bit more risque, and it sells, right? I get it. You ain't to deal with Playboy. Playboy is a multi-million-dollar business. I understand the business aspect of it. But then you got to understand, you might have some other female basketball players who don't do outfits and show their keister and to show them how thick they look as a ball player. You're not going to really see them doing these kind of things, right? So I always wonder for basketball players how they look within these type of outfits. Again, she has swimsuit wear on it, and it's risque, right? It's very risque, but I do understand the market. I understand, hey, you got to make money, because you got to think about it. Athletes who go pro, they make the most money when it comes down to sponsorships and deals. You set alone your career of how much you get paid as a basketball star. That's why you see all of these athletes do these commercials, Playboy, McDonald's, Taco Bell, a shoot Nike, Adidas, Reebok. You see all of these athletes doing these type of deals when it comes down to it, because that's when they make the most bread. And when they ink these deals in their contract, they get more bread from dealerships and sponsorships. You get the players to get more of that versus their actual contract as a basketball star, right? So from a business aspect point for Jada Thorpe, I get it. She looked good. She's doing that thing with Playboy. I completely understand it. But you're going to have some people that are going to have some kind of eye rolls, female basketball stars, who may not approve of this. But comment below. Let me know what y'all think. Shout out to Jada Thorpe. I mean, I ain't hating on it. And speaking of other news, a gentleman, betted on Jalen Hurts and cashed out enough to buy his girlfriend her dream car. We all know the Eagles won the Super Bowl against the Chiefs about a week and a half ago. And people placed their bets on Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley and Patrick Mahomes, and everybody put bets either on underdog or prize picks. And there's a video that's circulating that this gentleman has cashed out and bought his girlfriend a brand spanking new, looks like electric Cadillac. Boy howdy, I wonder how much that goes for. Electric vehicles, trust me, because I have one. Electric vehicles can become expensive depending on the brand and the type of truck. This is an Escalade, a Cadillac Escalade virtual. This looks good. And we're playing the video right now. You may not be able to hear it. Yeah, that looks like an electric vehicle. You better hold on there. It's nice. It's very nice. Would I drive a car like this at this size? No, because you can only imagine the amount of gas if it's not electric. And if it is electric, I wonder how much the charge is because I ain't trying to flex, but like I know about the level 1, level 2, and level 3 charging. So I wonder how much that costs to charge a big vehicle like that. It looks electric. You get surprised. A lot of cars are dabbling into the electric field of things. So I get it. I understand it. But congratulations to the man. Girlfriend, you better not break up with him. I don't wish that on her. I think they're going to be together forever. Don't break up with him because he cashed out on a car on you. So, and I wonder, did he put it in her name or is it in his name? See, that's the thing, ladies. Y'all got to make sure of. If somebody buys you a car, who name is on it? Is my name that's on it or is it your name on it? Right? That's the tricky thing. So congratulations to that as well. Captain America. Shout out to Captain America. Anthony Mackie is the new Captain America. I will do a review on this movie soon because I do want to go see this movie. It is available now. Brave New World opens up at 192 million at the worldwide box office. Congratulations to Marvel. I think that's pretty good so far. I think they got a long way to go to get to it. This is kind of opening up the new wave of Marvel. I get very, very excited for Marvel in general because Marvel, we all know we're big fans, right? I'm a big fan of it. I do like it that Anthony Mackie is taking the helm of Captain America. I do like it that we've got a black Captain America. That's always exciting. And this is just kind of a new wave, right? It's a new wave for Marvel. It's the next chapter after Endgame and after the multiverse stuff. I really love it that Marvel has decided to slim up on their shows and give us good quality in movies. I think that's a great move because when Disney Plus first came out, T and everybody, Marvel had too many shows just out and they're just spitting out shows that are not that great. Except for, I think the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show was pretty good. But that's really and Loki was good too. But that's really the only shows that I like. I didn't really like She-Hulk. I really didn't like all the other shows. I didn't really like WandaVision that much. I just didn't like it. I'm glad that they're realizing that, hey, let's slim up on the shows and let's give them good quality movies, right? I think that movie's going to be good so soon as I can go see it. I think Fantastic Four, that's getting ready to come out in July. I think that movie's going to be good too. So they're slimming up on the shows and they're giving us good quality movies. I want to see this movie, Captain America. This is the next generation of it. This is the next iteration of it. And this is going to catapult for Doomsday and Secret Wars, right? And then there's been cycling that Jonathan Majors may or may not return in Marvel. I really do want him to return in Marvel T, but hey, it's slim pickings. They already recast him for Doctor Doom for Robert Downey Jr. I'm super excited about that though, because Robert Downey Jr. is going from Iron Man to Doctor Doom. I can't wait. Can't wait to see what that looks like. But like I say, you guys, the movie is available on theater. So if you guys go see it, comment below because we do want to go see it. That's going to wrap it up here on the show here today. Stay tuned for tomorrow, prime time in the morning. Me and Monica is going to be in the studio because we're going to talk about some great news. And then on that show, I'm going to do my review, as always, for Raw on Netflix. Again, today's Monday, so Raw comes on tonight. So tomorrow, I'm going to do my in-depth review of Raw for this week. You don't want to miss it on prime time in the morning with me, Monica, Edith, and Ruben as well. Stay tuned. We've got more podcasting coming up soon for sure. Thank you guys for staying tuned for this podcast. We love you guys so very much, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Go! What's going on in Hot Atlanta? Live from Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 brings back the hottest hip-hop radio show live from K.L.P. Entertainment and K.L.P. Studios. It's K.L.P. Aftermath. Morning with your host, K.L.P. Kennedy Lucas.
You know what it is? Put your hands up.
Tune in now on any audio platform.
Go.